Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Owl Athletics. I'm Justin Mahan. After 2 seasons without bringing home an LEC championship, the women's soccer team has set their sights to bringing home the gold. But at the end of the season, they lose 11 players. I went to practice this week to see how the team is preparing for this loss. Although the team has their eyes on the prize heading into the playoffs, one pitfall is looming: graduation. In May, the team will lose 11 graduating seniors, which leaves some big shoes to fill.
I believe there's 8 of us that start, so it's going to be a lot of spots for players to fill in.
Players say Coach Denise Lyons works to get younger players ready by practicing game-like scenarios and getting them playing time when she can.
Just getting them into the game, at least if that's even just a couple of minutes in each game, is definitely a big deal and will help the freshmen adjust, and so I guess every player really adjusting and filling a role of a senior.
One place you will find freshmen on the field in every game is in goal. That's a situation Coach admits is even new for her.
I've never had that. I've been here 25 years and I've always had an upperclassman and then a younger player that takes over as they graduate.
KSC freshman Shelby Offord is one of those goalkeepers. She says that even though the transition from high school soccer to college soccer is difficult, the team has always had her back and have always been supportive.
A really welcoming senior class that's always there, reminds us that they're always there to help us. If we have questions about anything, if we ever need help with anything, the team really just helps you adjust, which is awesome.
Right now, the team is focused on another championship. Still, they all know the final game for this group of seniors is coming, and it will be emotional.
I'm just going to miss them terribly. I mean, they're 11 great players, wonderful young ladies, and I think that it's going to be tough letting them go.
Although the women's soccer team has high hopes for the team going forward and faith in their freshman goaltenders, the Owls were not able to come out on top against Worcester State University Tuesday night. After just over 15 minutes of play, Worcester State was able to get around Abby Tarinka to score the first and only goal of the game. Keene State had a few scoring opportunities off of corner kicks in the second half, but came up short. Final score was Worcester State University 1, Keene State 0. Field hockey's winning streak was cut short Wednesday night after their battle against Trinity College. Trinity's Chandler Solomine scored twice within the first 2 minutes of play to give Trinity the lead. Keene had a few scoring chances, including a wide shot from Allie McCall and another from Jensen Dandino. The Owls had another close goal late in the second half after Julia Babbitt hit the post in the 58th minute and Kelsey Roberts' redirect was denied. Final score was Trinity College 3, Keene State 0. The Owls look to get back on track this weekend as they head to Bridgewater State on Saturday at 11 a.m. And the volleyball team was able to snap their losing streak Wednesday night, defeating Emmanuel College. The first 2 sets were all Keene State as they were able to capitalize on the numerous mistakes made by Emmanuel. After taking the first 2 sets, it was back and forth battle between the 2 schools. Emmanuel was able to take a lead for the first time in the matchup, keeping a 13-11 lead before the Owls tacked on 7 straight points and never looked back. Keene State took the match 3 sets over Emmanuel 0. They will be back on the court on Saturday for a tri-match against Western Connecticut State University at noon and Worcester Polytechnic Institute at 4 p.m. And the men's soccer program showed success on the field Wednesday night as they took on Worcester State University. William Salta got Keene's offense going with a goal only after 2 minutes of play to give the Owls the advantage. Worcester State scored in the second half, and the Owls answered about 10 minutes later with Sam Benegano scoring the game-winning goal. Final score of that matchup was Keene State 2, Worcester State University 1. The team will be back in action on Saturday against New Hampshire rival Plymouth State at 1 p.m. Our KSC Athletes of the Week come from field hockey and cross country. Field hockey sophomore forward Jensen Dandino had a sensational week after racking up 14 points with 6 goals and 2 assists. Cross country senior Kate Lynch was the top Owl runner, finishing 9th overall last weekend on her home course in the Owl Invitational. Congratulations to both of our Owl Athletes of the Week. And the LEC Weekly Awards were all offense this week. Field hockey had 2 players earn awards. Nina Bruno picked up LEC Rookie of the Week for the 2nd time this season, earning the title after scoring a goal in the 10-1 blowout victory over Salem State and adding a goal and an assist to her record in the 6-1 win over Westfield. Jensen Dandino earned LEC Offensive Player of the Week after picking up back-to-back hat tricks against Salem State and Westfield State. Rachel Lamica earned LEC Offensive Player of the Week for volleyball, making this her 4th time this season and 2nd in a row taking that award. She picked up the honor after recording 42 kills and 17 digs in their matches against Riviere, Clark, and nationally ranked MIT. And finally, men's soccer player William Salta also being named Player of the Week, recording 3 out of the Owls' 4 goals in their undefeated week. The men's and women's cross-country teams had an impressive performance last weekend at the Keene State College Cross Country Invitational. Both teams placed 4th in their races. Here to tell us more is men's cross-country runner Ben McDonald. Ben, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Now, last weekend it was cold, it was rainy, not prime running conditions. How did that affect competition?
Well, I mean, everyone runs in the same conditions, so we always try to keep that mindset that the weather's bad for everyone. And so we try to run with the mindset that let it affect the other guys, let it slow them down. So we just run our hardest regardless of the weather, and as far as the competition, if they slow down, then that's just better for us.
Now, you mentioned let it affect the other players. How do you train to actually compete in these bad weather situations?
We pretty much, like, if there's a workout and it's not nice weather, we just run it anyway, and that gets us acclimated to it. The only time we've ever put off a workout is for thunder, because we weren't allowed to. But besides that, we run in rain, we run in heat, we run in everything.
All right, now cross country, it doesn't seem like one of those sports that you just wake up in the morning like, I'm gonna go run. How did you get into cross country?
My dad just got me into it in 6th grade, and I loved running since then. And then I ran throughout high school and decided to continue it here.
Now, cross country, it's not a sport that has weekly meets. How do you train with all of that time in between competitions?
We keep a good workout schedule, so we'll have 2 workouts a week if it's a week where we have a race, and if we don't have a race, then we work out 3 times to keep our bodies used to going hard every few days. And then the extra rest, it just helps us mentally prepare for the next one.
Now, training and running, is it only running that you do when you prepare for these competitions, or what other kind of workouts?
We do strengthening work, so it's like weightlifting that helps with your leg muscles. We also swim after workouts as a team usually, and that helps us recover. And then just getting the basic stuff like stretching and rolling out. And so we pretty much do everything as a team.
Now, the conference championship is here in just a few weeks. Keene is hosting it. How are you preparing for that? How are you getting ready for that championship?
We've certainly been running the home course a lot so that we can get used to it and not there's nothing more embarrassing than getting lost on your home course. So we want to make sure that we know, that's the home field advantage. We can know the course better than the other teams. So we're trying just to get used to that. We know the footing, we know where it gets hard, we know where it gets steep. So we're just trying to use that to our advantage.
Well, Ben, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Both the men's and women's cross-country teams will compete in the Open New England Championship this weekend at 11 a.m. Up next, I have your Weekend Outlook. There's a lot happening in athletics this week. Both the men's and women's soccer teams will be facing rival Plymouth State University on Saturday. And the men's and women's cross-country teams are also in action this weekend. They'll be competing in the Open New England Championships. Volleyball looks to defend their home court as they take on Western Connecticut State University and Worcester Polytechnic Institute on Saturday. And the field hockey team looks to get back on track as they face Bridgewater State University on Saturday. And as always, you can watch all Keene State contests through the Owl Athletics website. Just go to KeenOwls.com, click on the Game Day tab, and then select Live Broadcasts. Again, that's KeenOwls.com, Game Day, then Live Broadcasts. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. I'm Justin Mahan, and I'll be back next week with another edition of Inside Owl Athletics.